No. We don't know. And the Bible is not going to give it to you because then you become God. But it's a good piece to talk about. It's a good piece to say, where will babies go? So if you want to use wisdom, you take that and say, your baby have a better chance if he was raised up and taught up right. Train a child in the way he should go, and he should not depart from his ways. Right? I'm training the child. They got kids talking about, I've seen kids as young as 2 years old, 3 years old, preaching at 4. So don't tell me you can't raise them. They can be raised. The only thing that's innocent about a child is there's a lot of stuff that they get into that we got into, and they're not easily persuaded. See, you can never persuade me towards homosexuality if I've been in that arena. So I don't know. You can never persuade me to take equality. No, I don't know. So in the church, what our focus is to win souls. Not to have a theological debate. Not to make your point better than mine. If I come to your house and I knock on the door, and I say, I just got one question. I just come out and let you know, Holy Temple Church of God in Christ is right across the street. And anything you can do, give us a call. That's some of the things we offer. But I just want to ask one question. And we used to say, if you die tonight, where's your soul going to go? Hell, they couldn't answer. And you couldn't either. You could surmise, but we don't know. So you take questions like these and you take them into the house and you take your information, right? And you say, if you train up your child right, you be the man in your household. They'll come back and say, I don't know how. Or could you help me? Or what does the Bible say? Then you pull them in that way to the house of God. And you can have Bible studies at their house before you can bring them to the church. Because sometimes it's not good to bring to a person to the church naked. Because they'll come up in here and we'll kill him. We'll kill him with our attitude and, our Pharisees and Sadducee ways. We'll do that. I brought the topic up because, for one, it gives you a good idea to see where people are at. That's what it does. It gives you a great idea to see how well you know your Bible. Because I promise you, I would lay it out, I would fast it, I would pray, and I would say, God, give it to me. And then if God ain't gave me nothing, then there was nothing to say. At least to you anyway. And if he gave it to somebody else, that they may share it with us, then praise God. But then we'll get in the book and we'll listen to somebody's commentary and what they thought and what they say. And we can go back and forth, back and forth. So I got scripture all day long to tell you that the only way, he said, if you come in, watch this, he said, if you come in any other way to salvation, he said, if you come in any other way, back door, he said, you're like a robber and a thief. That's what he said. That's what he said. The question would be, before we deal with the baby issue, is how do we get in? And who all has access to get in? And is there really an age limit to get in? So now the floor is open. That's my purpose. I want to do a purpose. I want you to be able to hear what's said. Okay? I want you all to be able to hear it. And then I want to hear, your synopsis on the statement that was made. Will babies make it into heaven? And then if you can give us concrete information biblically, and I didn't talk about this, we're bringing all the little ones unto me. That has nothing to do with did they make it into heaven? That has nothing to do with that. Jesus said, forbid them not to come. If you come unto me like a little child, you can make it. Okay, that got nothing to do with what we're talking about. Let's stay on point. Let's quit making up stuff. Let's find out how do we make it into heaven that when we go tell somebody, something about having a relationship with Jesus Christ, how do we have this relationship? And what does it take for us to have it? Does that make sense? Amen, somebody. Do I need to hear a second song before we can get it together? Or can we just get it? I'll say this. What? Don't say no now, baby. I'm talking to you. I'm gonna give you the four first. Because I want to show you something. And I Sister Cher, it's not that I'm picking on Sister Cher, but I do like Sister Cher's peace. Because sometimes when she gives us stuff, well, most of the time, I'm not talking to you. Most of the time, when she gives,
you're live.
I like what some of the stuff she said. Let me go this. Do babies go to heaven or hell? Okay. So, if you go on Google and you Google it, then Google they come and they say, this is what they say. This is Google. Born into sin. All humans are born into sin at birth. Psalms 51:5. Even though they are incapable of understanding the gospel at birth, like every one of us, they too come to this world in a sinful state at birth, and in fact, even in the womb. Psalms 58:3. Since we are born into a sinful state, what about young child, toddlers, infant, or a baby that dies before having a chance to place their faith in the only name given to us whereby we might be saved? Acts 4:20. In the first place, no one really seeks after God, Romans 3:11. There's not a person that has ever lived that is righteous or seeks after God or his own or her own, with the exception of Jesus Christ, who was born man and God, Romans 3:10-12. A good works are not good enough. And it goes on and it talks about how you need to get in and how you need to get in. Now, what I would like you all to do is let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. I don't want your focus to be on the infant, the toddler, or the preschooler. I don't want your focus to be on that. I want your focus to be on how do we make sure that our family make it to heaven. That's what I want to deal with. And the baby and the infant piece will fall right in. So how do your household, what do you do that your household be safe? Now, okay, let me start with me. I told you all I have children, and my sons, well, one of my sons looking tonight, and what's up, Joshua? And I told him, because Joshua, he's not in the church. I got another son who sometimes get, whatever he gets and say, I don't believe in God. I got another son who says he's the prophet, but he's running. And I got a daughter who's just running around. And then I have a daughter right here with me who says they love the Lord.
You know what? When you said that the first time, I have a daughter who's just running around. I'm like, what are you talking about? I forgot I had a sister.
Yeah. Yeah. She's listening to you. Yeah. Okay.
I did.
So then what you have that. Well, Pastor, how do you keep your family safe? You have to understand that I got cousins, first cousins, nephews, nieces, brothers, sisters. I speak for my family. When things go down in my family, I am the go-to guy. I'm the go-to guy. My job is to try to make everything all right, or make everything even, or make everything stay even keel. That's my job. So I told my children about Jesus Christ, right? And whether they receive it or not, I don't know. Sometimes they just listen to me so they don't have to hear my mouth. Yeah. I lived a life before them. And let me tell you what I do with my children. I don't know how y'all do it, but how I do with my children. If I make a mistake, I can sit my child down and say, I shouldn't have did this, but I did it, and I'm going to do better. Now, if I'm not going to do nothing to do better in front of you, and I'm going to continue to do it behind your back, I want to do it better before you. Because the Bible then comes back and says, don't, if you're eating strong meat before your brother and he cannot take it, it says don't eat it before him. It says don't eat it before him. You know, another scripture comes back and talk about don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. And that ain't the purpose of hiding. That's the purpose of respect. I respect my brother. I respect the person I'm around. I'm a beast, but I don't want to be a beast around you. Because really I ain't got it together, and a lot of times we would not agree and say that we got it together. And the biggest problem I have with Christians is we don't know how to own up. We just don't know how to own up. We have to learn how to own up to some things. Instead of walking around here acting like we're perfect in every statute of the way. And we're not. So, we're talking about winning souls. You know, how do you win a soul? How do you take a young person and make them understand that serving God is paramount? My friend just died not too long ago, and he got some children. He's a great man of God, a great pastor. I have to deal with some issues when it comes to family. We are preachers and ministers, elders and teachers, missionaries and mothers, statesmen and bishops and evangelists and apostles and prophets and teachers. And we got family members that are jacked up. So you telling me that an infant, even when he raised up, and then he walks away from the faith, and we say, will he make it in? You'll absolutely say, no, he won't make it in. But you'll put him all the way in the infant stage and say that he makes it in. But you can't tell them what to make it in when they get old. But you can tell me what to make it in when they get young. I don't understand that. I just use it. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. See what happens now. Okay. I don't understand that. You will make sure at an older age, if they're not living right, and they're healthy, you're going to heaven. But at a younger age, you can already put them in heaven. Not knowing what they're going to be. Because the same booger you put in hell was the same booger you talked about 23 years ago and said they're going to make it in. 32 years ago, I said, all my sons are going to make it in there. 35 years ago, I said, they're all going to make it in. Yeah, that big. Nothing bigger than me. And I'm just praying that they get in. Because if they have to close their eyes tonight and wake up in the morning, we'll have some trouble. We have some trouble. So how do we get them in, y'all? How do we get them in? Give me 3 mics, burn them up, and let's get an open mic. How do we get them in? How do we win people to the Lord? I have tried to be, and I thought I am, a good witness before my children. My daughter said, I heard a lot of stuff about you, Dad. You know, they said this, and they said that, and they said this, but I live with you. And they said, Dad, I don't see what they said. Now, either I'm not doing what they say, or I respect my daughter enough not to do it for her. I can't get no help now. All right, baby. I don't think. But we all press towards the mark of the high calling. Right? We all press towards that mark of the high calling. We all press. In other words, we try to do what's right. Now we go back to Romans 7 and 14. You know, it's no more I that do it, but the sin that dwelleth in me. So if there's a sin that dwelleth in me that I don't do it, what difference is that between the infant that has sin in him and it's not him but the sin? Because the sin is the thing that's going to punish you, not the baby becomes the infant. So how do we help our children? How do we help our infants stay on the trail? A lot of times in the Old Testament, when a child died, whether she was 12 years old in Jairus' house, or whether it was an infant, they raised him back from the dead. Isaac was told by the angel of the Lord, go put your son and make him a sacrifice. Well, God had a ram in the bush, but he was willing to destroy his son, said, if God giveth, and God take him away. And if he take him away, he can bring him back. Based on how I got him. I got him when I was 100. And when my wife was old at 99 and dried up, scripture says. So what do we do when we got little ones? How do we get them into the word? How do we get them into a praise dance? How do we get them into song? Huh? My daughter used to sit on my lap when we was in church. And when praise come, I used to clap her little hands. And she used to laugh, thought I was silly. And I just crap, and I'd be looking at her, and I'd just be silly. And we'd be in church going through. And we're giving God praise. Now, she's not recognizing that we're giving God praise. She just thinks she had a good time with her father. Right? But because she was pedagogy, I was training her as a child who trusted me. Right? That's why he said you have to come in like a little child. Because that child has to trust you. He has to trust you. And when you tell him something, they do it. They don't question. They don't ask some questions. They just do what they're told because they trust in the person who's teaching them. And God asks us to do the same thing. Be pedagogy. He says, listen, just do the things I'm telling you to do without question. Because that then shows that you have great faith. My daughter had great faith. Whatever I told her, she did. My sons still do today. My sons, whatever I tell them, they do. Now, when they're not around me, they do what they want to do. But when they get around me, they do what they're told. All I'm asking you is, how do we win our young ones? How do we? How do we evangelize to that infant? Because if you really have a concern, because some of you said the infant is going to heaven, it's going to heaven, it's going to heaven. Some said, well, when they get 2 or 3, they're going to hell because they're bad. Some said when they get an age of accountability. Well, since we don't have a concrete number, why don't we go out and do what we were called to do and evangelize the nations? Why don't we go out and see the little and speak a word over? Why don't we go out and see these babies and lay hands on them and impart and give an impartation? Because there's an anointing that God rests on us. A lot of us that have protected us from hurt, harm, or danger. A lot of you that have hands laid on impartations, anointings resting on you, gifts, mantles, and callings that have kept you out of the fiery pit. How do we minister to infants from 6 days on up? I'm listening. Anybody?
Through prayer.
Prayer. Do y'all believe that? Do y'all believe that we can minister to other people's family and our own through prayer? Do you all believe that? How far can we go? How far can we go? How far can we go? I praise you in the church. How far can we go? Huh? Because if our prayers, listen, our prayers are that strong, a lot of folks wouldn't be doing what they're doing today. We have a packed church. Can we intercede for them? Through prayer, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And what I would suggest to you all, I would not pray for nobody if God has not led me to do it.
How do you know when God leads you to?
That's a good question. Somebody help me. How do you know when God leads you to pray?
Conviction. God will let you know unless He don't speak to you. You don't see the sign or let you know, or an angel or a sign or something, or it's just gonna come to you like, I know this is what God wants me to do. That's what
He said conviction. Yea, nay, what? I'm listening. Through conviction. Prayer is a ministry.
Amen.
Everybody cannot do it.
Amen.
Everybody cannot be a prayer warrior because it's a discipline.
Yes, sir.
When I was out in the streets and I was at the club, I had a favorite club that I used to go to. And the reason that I went to this club is because I had great success. In my worldly nature, I had great success. When I got into church, I come to find out a lot of people don't pray like they should. Because they don't have great success. They get out there, fall asleep. Get out there, they don't know what to say. Get out there and don't see nothing working and they done. But everyone has their season in prayer. Everybody has their season in reading their word. Everybody has their season in ministry. Everybody. I remember I used to go in my room 3-4 years, study my Bible, run around the house praying, anointing the whole house. I thought I was a religious addict or something. But I kept doing it. And what happened is we kept having great success. So only thing that let me off of it is that the success started dwindling for me. And then I started going into another area. I started going into prophetic. I started prophesying, casting out the devil. So I went from praying into the prophetic, into casting out devils, to evangelizing, to pastoring. He just kept me moving in different directions. But Leandria said, how do you know that God is speaking to you? Very easily. You have to have and establish a relationship with Him. Okay, how do I know that God's speaking to me? Kira, go clean up your room. She know that came from her father. She don't have to second guess the voice. She go on in there and clean up her room. Why? You said it right. Convicted. She's convicted. Because she know if she don't, there's something you want to pay for. And that's the same way with God. It is hard to hear from God. Don't be convicted and don't do it because I know if I don't do it. You have ever been in church, you say something to somebody, but when you get ready to say it, you don't, and you bag up off of it, and then somebody get up and say what you should have said. Huh? You be like, God told me so. I should have got it. And then you feel some type of way. And then you say, I'll never let that happen again. Never. Our relationship with God, we have to go back to the basics. We done got deep. We done got real deep. Y'all hear me? We done got deep and we're saying, hey, let's do what we need to do. Let's do it. Have a good evening. Yes. Let's do what we need to do. Right? Our job is to win souls. Go win some souls on that job when we get there. Amen. Tell them about Jesus Christ. Every day that I walk and I work and I'm out here and I talk to people, guess what? Somebody's going to hear about Jesus Christ. Somebody's going to hear about this. We need to learn how. How to win souls and people to Christ. Amen? All right. But the debaters, they're not here tonight, and the other one just left me. People that's going to help me get these out, y'all just going to look at me.
Well, no, I got a question. Okay, so my biggest question was, how do I know that this God really talking to me? You say it's the relationship that you establish with God. So over time, I'm establishing my relationship with God. And the other day I was thinking, I was driving, and the police are out really, really bad. They're out deep. I don't, they doing their thing, they doing their job or whatever, but I was thinking, I'm so glad I don't drink anymore, because if I was drinking, I'd really be nervous, and I might make a stupid move and get pulled over and be gone from my business. That's what happened the first time I was through here. But I feel like God was talking to me, stop being foolish, put away them foolish ways and come to me. I just feel like that's what he was saying. I know that's what he was saying, because I've been trying to get there. But at the same time, sometimes I feel like I know it's because I get this this feeling in my pit of my stomach, like it's butterfly. Like when you see somebody you like, the first day or whatever, the feeling you give in your gut. I don't really hear him saying anything. I just kind of feel like I know it's him now.
Right. There's God's spirit that lets you know to be right and wrong.
Right.
It lets you know. It's like another word we use without conviction is repetition. You say, "Is God talking to me?"
Right.
The same thing will happen over and over and over and over and over and over until you get it. The old mothers used to say, "I know that I know that I know that I know that I know I know." They know, but it took some time to get there. Now here's the problem that we have in church with most folk, because we'll come to church and we'll start and we'll press towards the mark, and as we're pressing towards the mark, what ends up happening is we'll get off track. Now even though we're getting off track, I got some experience, I got some wisdom, I got some training in, but then I got off course. So then I come back to the Lord, right? So now I'm back. But my mind says, well, I already know this, and other. But the truth of the matter is you have to start all over. In fact, in what you still have to start all over. You have to start all over. And I think we messed that up because we walked back in after we came out of the world and we come back in the church and I know how to do this, and this. But I did know how to do that. But I was doing it out of the flesh instead of out of the spirit. Because if I was doing it out of the spirit, I never would have left. And we have a lot of folk. I was sitting down at the club, and I'm drinking, Chevys and 7, and I'm, somebody over there talking, and then they'll say something like, God is good, and I say all the time, and I said, you must be a church person. Because when I was at the bar, that's all I saw, church people.
That's terrible.
Well, yeah, I was a missionary, and I'm over here drinking with Missy, and then I make fun of them because I was in the world, I wasn't in the church, so I would make fun of church people. But one thing about the real church people, I would improve them. I respect them so much. When I met your kid's mama, I let her know, and I said, hey. I don't mess with God's people now. I just stay with my kid. We serve the devil. Now, we don't fool with y'all over there. I'm just trying to tell you up front. You're not going to get me messed up here. You know what I mean? Just because even sinners, we know God and know his power, right? And we know how to back off and know he play with it. Now you over there, you live in some type where you got a glow on you. I'm looking at you all glowed up. And I'm looking at you and I'm like, oh no, that's the real deal. So I'm going to get away from you. Because you're going to get me messed up. In fact, you may get me saved and I can't do what I like doing. The doggone, that's what happened. Amen. That's how she got it. Amen. God is a good God. And we need to keep it at the basics. We need to quit trying to get so deep because the deeper you get, the less work you do. If you keep it basic, you can say, let's go out there and, tell everybody we love them. Because winning souls simply says that I love you no matter what condition you're in, because the only one that can fix you is God. I'm not going to give you no words to make you feel good. I'm not going to sit there and say stuff to make you think you got it going on. I'm just going to love you in spite of what's going on. And I've been saying this for a long time. When you learn how to own up to where you're not, it's going to be hard for you to get farther. Kid, what's the saying? Sin will make you what?
Huh?
What is the old saying? Sin will make you what?
I don't know.
It makes you go do more than you want to do.
Oh,
Stay out longer than you want to stay.
oh yeah, that.
Huh?
Hold on.
Stay out longer than you want to stay. You know, something about it, you do something that you can't pay for. I don't know what it was. But it's the same the mothers used to have, you know, about sin. Sin will take you out there. It'll take you farther than you want to go. It'll keep you longer than you want to stay.
Yeah, sin will take you farther than you want to go, keep you longer than you want to stay, and it'll cost you more than you want to pay.
Cost you more than you want to pay. How many times have I sat in somebody's jail and said, if I would have just shut my mouth, if I would have just had my license renewed, if I would have just paid my little fine, they sent me 15 notices in the mail. Yeah, and I threw them. And that's the best ministry in jail. Wish I woulda, coulda, shoulda. That's the best ministry in America. And not in jail, that's what you hear. And I love the jail ministry. I love it. Because when you go down there, you got guys who be ready for you. They've been studying all day. They stay all day. We're ready for you, Reverend. We're ready for you today. And I said, you ready? He said, yeah. I said, no, wait a minute. If you're ready, I want to tell you how you know if you're ready. Well, how do you know if I'm ready? I said, when I leave, you leave. If you're not leaving with me when I leave out of here, you're not ready. That means you're still in captivity and I'm free. Because when you're ready, you're free. Oh, that ain't fair, right? I said, well, hey, you've been studying all day. I got to get the edge on. And they got great testimonies of what's time them to come out. 90% of them that come out never make it to the church. They do good while we're in church because it burns up some time on the board. But if we can get it in, something's going to activate what we ate. And that's what happened to infants. If you get it in them, something's going to activate as they get older. It's going to work for them. So we thank God for each and every one of you all on tonight. We won't take no offering up tonight. We'll do that on Sunday. Sunday night at 10 o'clock, we got Sunday school. Let's be here. You know, we got morning service at 11:30. I really like to get it at 11:15, but let's make sure we get it. Let's be here. Let's bring a guest. Let's invite somebody else to come. All right, we got things. Sister Kia got an announcement.
No, I don't have any announcement.
What you got?
I was just asking you a question.
What's the question?
Well, are you closing or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm closing right now. I'm closing.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you all. It's going to be warm coming up this week. Get your garden done. Get your yards together. I'm trying to put my garden up.
Yes! Grow our own fruits and vegetables like they used to do back in the day.
We put them up. You know, so we try to get together.
Make our own jellies and everything.
A lot of money and stuff.
They do. Like,
cucumbers, you can get $24.
Love it.
I'm going to have to go make some cucumbers. Watermelon, $79.
This is gonna be
They
so
look.
fun.
They play.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
You know, let's call the boy watermelon head. Now, they like, you can't even say it no more. Boy, I feel a watermelon head like now watermelon ain't no bigger than me. Yeah, that's old softball. Hug your neighbor, tell them that you love them. God bless you on the day. We'll see you on Sunday, 9:30. Come on in, let's do coffee and donuts or whatever. 10 o'clock. Let's be ready for the word. Evangelist Crystal Cohen, the word. I may sneak Brother Hall in and let her be our inspirational speaker. And we have a word for you coming Sunday. So please be here. We thank God for Maxwell and his family. And little baby Jenny there, Sister Leah. Amen. You know, Sister Kia, we thank God for each and every one of you all being here. And we'll see you on the next occasion. Now remember, on May 1st, we're going to open up the church. Get all the kinks and the bugs out. We're doing our streaming now. You got me cut off?
I'm about to cut you off now.
Yeah, we're doing our streaming now. We're going to get new pews. We're going to cut these up and put new ones in. And by May, we'll do our grand opening of this church. But right now, we're getting all our bugs out, we're making everything